we're heading to Miami because I got an amazing deal on a cruise on a ship that I have always wanted to sail on. This is a cruise aboard one of the world's most iconic cruise ships. Welcome aboard, Freedom of the Seas. My name is Kabir, and I am a travel blogger, former cruise director, and I say former very lightly because you never know where the world takes you, and also a TV host. And you get to come with me on this 4-night cruise out of Miami. I actually did something different than what I usually do, which is just taking an Uber straight to the port. This time I took the Metro Mover from Miami International Airport to Brickell City Center, and then I took an Uber. And when I arrived at the terminal, I was greeted with Royal Caribbean's brand new cruise terminal, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Luckily, I uploaded everything in advance, so I did speed through the check-in process, and things were a little bit precarious in the cruise terminal. But after about 15-20 minutes, I was on board, and excited was not a strong enough word. This was the first time I had been aboard a cruise ship since 2020, so I was just elated.
Just like that, I'm on board Freedom of the Seas. Can't wait.
Here's cabin 8583. I'm gonna make sure that the door doesn't slam. And basically what this is an interior cabin with a view of the Royal Promenade. Sorry about the hair, I'm a little bit, well, it's humid here and I'm a little sweaty. So this is the cabin. It's actually really nice. Perfect for one person for a few days, or a couple of people, whatever floats your boat. And this is the view. It's actually really nice because it's a great kind of view into all the parties that are going to be happening here, and I can't wait to get the voyage started.
The new mustering system was pretty cool. You watch a video through the Royal Caribbean app, and then you go sign in at your muster station before 4 p.m. So no more crowded muster stations in the hot sun. Once I settled in, I got to go take a look around, and having sailed aboard Navigator and Mariner of the Seas, there were a lot of similarities. Freedom of the Seas was the world's largest cruise ship in 2006, and ever since then, I had wanted to sail aboard her. One of my favorite spots on this class of ship, as well as on the Voyager class, is this helipad right here on the bow with a gorgeous view of the superstructure. Soon enough, it was time for sail away from Miami, and no sail away is complete without a sail away party and a Lufthansa 747-8I bound for Germany. That first night, I took it easy. It was a solo dinner in the main dining room for me, which is absolutely stunning, by the way, spanning over 3 decks. In my opinion, Royal Caribbean creates some of the most incredible ships at sea. And then it was off to the ice show, featuring world-class performers in a venue that is pretty cool.
Port days are the best days to get a view of the ship, and I wanted to show you the Royal Promenade because right now, check it out. Nobody's here and it's absolutely gorgeous. One really helpful thing that Royal Caribbean did to modernize this ship was install these screens that are everywhere, so you can interact with them and see what the upcoming events are, as well as check out what bars and lounges are open, deck plans for how to get places. You can even say, okay, I need to get to the main dining room, and then there's an option to map it.
Today we're in Perfect Day at Cococay, which is Royal Caribbean's private island. They've got activities, shore excursions, everything's run through the ship, and they actually have their own teams that are residents of Perfect Day at Cococay. Now I'm just walking down deck 4 here, and I didn't know where the gangway was, and those kiosks that are all around the ship near the elevators told me how to get there. So I'm excited to get off the ship, grab a little beverage, and enjoy this amazing sunshine.
I love the way that Freedom of the Seas looks. And what do you think of the new light blue livery? Make sure to comment below. Also, which ship should I try next? Now, Royal Caribbean really outdid themselves. Let's just take a look at the map here of how many places there are to explore. Now, what I loved was Oasis Lagoon. So maybe you're not an ocean person. This is the perfect spot for you. It's basically an outdoor pool. Think resort. The water park is impeccable. I did try it back in 2018 when I sailed aboard Mariner of the Seas. This time though, I just sat back and caught some sun and enjoyed views of the ship. Now, since it was what I classified as a dream ship for me, a ship that I'd always wanted to sail, I was in paradise. Soon enough, it was back on board time, and my first stop was Ben & Jerry's. Totally hit the spot. Then a workout with a gorgeous view to burn it all off. Soon enough, we set sail, and the following day was a sea day. Now, this is the night that is full of late night events, including an incredible production show, this one here called Once Upon a Time. Basically, it revisited childhood fairy tales, but with a twist. The Royal Theatre is stunning. It reminds me a lot of the theaters on Celebrity Solstice class in terms of the way that it is set up, and that makes sense because they are sister companies. Another thing that I love is the live orchestra. Now, since this was also a late night, it was the perfect spot to put the signature 70s party.
So on this particular cruise, I have an inside cabin, but it's an inside promenade view. And that means that I can still see everything that's going on the promenade, including all of the parties, from my cabin. So I effectively don't have to leave at any point. But on the flip side, I can't see outside. However, I can see everything that's happening below. So it's kind of nice. It's like the best of both worlds. But if you go to Royal Caribbean's Oasis class, that means that you could potentially be in Central Park, which means you're seeing the inside of the ship. But if you look aft toward the back of the ship, it's all still open. And if you look up, it's still sky. So Royal Caribbean does an exceptionally good job at making their ships feel open and big without making you feel closed in.
I had an awesome view, and eventually I caved and went down to join in on the fun.
Today's a sea day, the only sea day that we have on our itinerary, and it's directly in the middle on the Wednesday. So I really wanted to try out some of the specialty dining, but I found that the prices were going to be really expensive. Trick for you, if you want to try out specialty dining, go for lunch on the sea day, where the prices are usually half. So I'm on my way up to Giovanni's Kitchen.
The cover charge was half, but the menu was the exact same as the dinner menu, and you can't beat the view. I started off with this amazing bread that they brought with cheese. Then it was a caprese salad, which was as beautiful as it was delicious, followed by the salmon. Their dessert menu surprised me actually, since it included a shot of limoncello, my absolute favorite liqueur, and of course, dessert, which was called the Go Bananas, a Nutella and banana stromboli. I tend to start my sea days pretty late, and the skies were mostly overcast by then, which I didn't mind at all. Finding a deck chair was absolutely no problem, especially with that upper deck near the Freedom Dunes, which is what they like to call their mini golf course. And there was also this huge party in this hot tub, which security did eventually come and split up. It was packed in there. The ship really shined with this sea day. It didn't feel crowded, and I love how the promenade really comes alive on a sea day, kind of like the main street of a little town. Cafe Promenade was my saving grace quite a number of times. As we sailed toward Nassau that evening, the cruise director put on the Love and Marriage game show, one of my absolute favorite things to host and of course to watch. What I especially loved was that this time they featured a same-sex couple, #Pride Month, and the show of course was hilarious as always. It's definitely something that I miss and hope to do again one day soon. So now let's take a look at my promenade view cabin in a more detailed way because I think it deserves to be highlighted.
Time now for a tour of cabin 8583, which is an interior cabin with a promenade view. So once you walk in, this is what you'll see. It looks like just a regular ocean view cabin, except you're facing inside to the promenade. Now, when the lights are switched off, there's a great view of the promenade, including all of the parties they throw. The bridge is actually right over there that they dance on top of. Now, this vanity area has a lot of cool storage spots, including these little almost hidden compartments that are on either side. There are nightstands as well that have storage built in. Very comfortable bed. Now, this is a nice new flat screen TV that does swivel out. Tons of drawers underneath it. Nice closet here. So when the ship was doing longer 7, 10, 14-day itineraries,
really generous space. And the bathroom, let's be real, the bathroom was showing its age a little bit in a couple of ways. The shower head wasn't the greatest when I got on board, but within 15 minutes they changed it out once I spoke to my cabin steward. And yeah, this is not the nicest faucet. However, it's still a very updated ship, and there are lots of things that I absolutely love about this cabin, especially given the size and the price I paid.
The following morning was a perfect morning in Nassau. Fun fact, I often watch the port camera in Nassau and I love seeing all of the ships pulling in. We were joined by the Carnival Glory, which I'd sailed aboard back in 2012. I also decided on breakfast in the main dining room, which rocked, by the way. I also got to appreciate the main dining room in all of its glory, spanning 3 full decks, but on top of that, there's actually a painting, a hand-painted painting, that spans multiple decks as well.
In 2006, when Freedom of the Seas came out, it was the biggest cruise ship in the world, and that was followed by all of its sisters, Liberty and Independence. And then following it, Oasis of the Seas took that title and is now surpassed by her sister, Wonder of the Seas.
That was a look at my 4-day cruise around the Bahamas from Miami, and in my opinion, the perfect short break. Freedom still ranks as one of the largest ships afloat, but pales in comparison to newer ships. She can definitely hold her own though, and Royal Caribbean did a great job in putting these ships into the short cruise market, and I can't wait to try another Royal Caribbean ship again soon. Which ship should I try out next? Thanks for watching and happy sailing. See you in the next one.